Hello and thank you for joining me for your daily tarot. So today we are doing a curiosity reading and we are going to be finding out what is being hidden from you. And of course, as always, we are going to be pulling advice and guidance at the end of the read as well. So in order to get the situation at hand, I'm pulling from a very old deck. I think this is the Wild Unknown Oracle deck, if I remember correctly. I don't actually keep the boxes of my decks, so due to lack of space, I believe it is the Wild Unknown Oracle. If I have misremembered, then do feel free to correct me in the comments box below, okay? Right, so the issue at hand. Now, you have got the Scorpion energy that has come out. So the issue at hand could be something where you are feeling really quite pissed off about this particular situation at hand. The Scorpion is Mars energy, basically. Very fiery, very aggressive, quick to anger, okay, all of that sort of thing. So yeah, the issue at hand, it is about something that has royally pissed you off. It has made you angry to the point where you're running the risk of basically hurting yourself through the sheer frustration that comes through feeling this angry. Okay, so it says passionate. Oh, hold on, I've missed a bit. There's black written on black, so it's really hard for me to read. Time to come clean about your feelings in order to heal. Passionate, competitive, tends towards isolation, determined, and career, very important. Yeah, I think the vast majority of us, our careers are very important, but I feel with the mention of that, they're saying okay, when you're angry about something, you've got to be careful with how you channel and how you direct that anger, because potentially, if it's not channeled correctly, you could be running the risk here of causing yourself damage when it comes down to your career. Okay, so being out in the public eye. I can use myself as a good example of this, right? Because fair enough, yes, my channel isn't huge. My channel is bloody tiny in comparison to most. But still, I have a duty and an obligation to be careful with what it is that I say. Because obviously, with every video that goes out, my career could potentially be on the line. Yeah, that's the reality of this kind of work that I'm doing. Okay, and everyone else on YouTube will tell you the same. Okay, whether they're big channel, little channel like mine, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, the point is, if I was to sit here and get furious and angry and at the world in general, people aren't going to like that. Do you know what I mean? So they're saying here for you to be careful with how you channel this anger so that it doesn't negatively affect your own career, because again, with the mention of how your career is very important, they're really wanting for you to keep that in mind. Now, anger is one of those things that not a lot of people in the spiritual community like to talk about. Why? Because it's perceived as something being negative. And yes, anger is negative, but it can be used for good. It can be used for positive change if utilized correctly. Okay? They're saying here that the emotion anger, it's associated with fire. Okay? So you've got the fire there. You've even got the alchemical symbol up there for fire. Okay? Now, fire, that can be destructive and it can be creative. All right. If anyone's sort of confused and frowning, how can fire be creative? I always say just ask any metal worker, ask any baker. You know, fire is a very useful and creative tool. However, if utilized incorrectly, it can be very destructive. Yeah. So Spirit's wanting for you to focus and for you to channel this anger into something positive, or something that's going to yield a positive result at the end. Any sort of unregulated anger, that's where you can end up stinging yourself. Okay, so yeah, just be cautious of that. Now, it does indicate, what was the first bit? Time to come clean about your feelings in order to heal. Yeah. Okay, so they're saying that there is too much emphasis being put on people these days, where they have to present themselves as being perfect. Okay, and nobody's perfect. It is what it is. Nobody's perfect. We all fuck up. We all make mistakes. So be honest about how you feel, and that is going to kickstart a healing process here. Okay. It does tell me that there are unresolved issues here, right? Never ignore your feelings of anger, but never take action when you're feeling angry, right? You don't sweep your anger under the rug and pretend it's not there, pretend it doesn't exist. Because that is going to sting you. It is going to come back and bite you in the ass. Guaranteed. So you have to sit with those feelings of anger. Meditate on it if you like. And really think, what is it that I'm angry about, and why am I angry about this? And then you move that conversation in your head towards, now what can I do about it? You see, if you don't understand it fully, then how on earth can you take steps to rectify and heal it and resolve it? You're not going to be able to. So if you ignore your anger, then you're not going to understand it fully. And then it just becomes a vicious cycle, doesn't it? And then you find yourself on an even shorter and shorter and shorter fuse as time goes by. Okay? So again, taking you back to that conversation prior, where I said that most people within the spiritual community do not like to acknowledge that anger is a legitimate thing that needs to be looked at. They just don't. And the whole thing is, like it's showing you in this card, you've got to look at the darkness and the light. You've got to acknowledge both the darkness and the light that is within you, within everyone else. But you don't get stuck on either. You don't obsess over either. You acknowledge both. Both the darkness and the light needs to be acknowledged. And when we ignore that darkness, that's when it can become all-consuming. Okay? So, yeah, really heavy message. I can only apologize to those who weren't ready for that one today, but there we go. It is what it is. So let's find out, what is it that's been making you so angry? Or is it just angry people in general? Is it just society in general that has suddenly become angry at everything and everyone? So what's going on? Right, we're going to take a look at your current energy in order to get this thing started. So let's have a collective's current energy, please. Why is our collective currently angry? Thank you. The Hierophants. Interesting. A Hierophant in this particular context is rules and regulations. It is red tape. It is things being enforced that perhaps you don't agree with. It's rules that you didn't agree to follow but have to follow. That's the Hierophant in this context. And that's why you're angry. Certain things being enforced. Oh. Judgment. Yeah. It goes against your own moral compass. The judgment is ruled by Pluto. And Pluto is kind of like dark side of the moon energy. Pluto likes to delve into secrets, hidden things, the dark side of things, the dark side of people, the shadow aspects. And you can see it's literally, this judgment is illustrated with the eclipse, and it's really putting emphasis on the Pluto energy right there. Okay. And so it feels like your anger comes from a place of the sun being eclipsed. Your needs, your sense of self, your belief, your way of life, your way of living, your way of being, your very essence is being eclipsed at the moment. What else? What else for our collective? There's one there in the middle. 8 of Wands. Keep going. Keep going. It's like Spirit's telling you, you've got to keep going. In spite of the things that you have no control over, it is vital that you keep going. It is vital that you continue to carve out your own path here with this particular combination. At the bottom of the deck is the 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, let's work hard. So work hard and keep going. Work hard and keep going. Okay, what are the outside influences affecting our collective at this time, please? Is someone saying, if I was in charge, I would have it this, that, and the next way? What's the outside influences affecting our collective? Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. It's like they're saying that change is coming, but it's happening slowly here. Outside influences. Thank you. Maiden of Wands. Again, naivety. It's like this is either other people being too naive to what's actually going on here on a bigger scale, or someone is assuming that you're naive. I'm going to need more information on that. I know I said Page of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles though. What else for the outside influences affecting our collective, please? I'm hearing mismanagement. Something's being mismanaged that's also pissing someone off as well. So there could be a situation here that's going on within a workplace where there are really bizarre rules and regulations that don't mean anything to anyone, that are not there to protect anyone, but do you know what I mean? It's like they're nonsensical rules and regulations. There is a strong message here of mismanagement. The moon. Yeah, not seeing. Again with that dark side of the moon message. What's that Knight of Pentacles for the outside influences? What's that Knight of Pentacles for the outside? Thank you. The Knight of Swords. Okay. It's like somebody has said, or someone has thought, what is it gonna take? Do we have to stand on the rooftops and shout? It's like, what's it gonna take? Another night. 3 nights. Knight of Wands, Knight of Swords, and the Knight of Pentacles. So what's missing? The Knight of Cups. What's missing is compassion. What's missing is creativity. What's missing is the ability to really dive in and do things in a very freeing, very creative, thoughtful manner. That's what's missing. Three nights. Why 3 nights? Thank you. The World in reverse. That's like, I heard lack of structure. The World in reverse is a lack of structure, but what's that got to do with the 3 nights? Because the Knights in Tarot indicate those who are willing to do the work, those who are willing to take the risk. Lack of structure, so that there needs to be a restructuring that happens here. And I suspect that this could be going on in someone's workplace. I mean, it could, as I always say with these reads, they are general reads, so it could be big scale, or it could be more sort of like private life energy. Okay, you've just got to take it as it resonates. But there's definitely your outside influences is this desire, this need for restructuring. With the World in reverse to clarify 3 nights. And then you've got the Moon. It's the Moon. That people are afraid. Yes, they are afraid. 5 of Swords and the Devil. People are definitely afraid to initiate this restructuring here that needs to happen. People outside of you are afraid. They're afraid, I'm hearing, to upset the apple cart. People are afraid to upset the apple cart because they think that it would be naive to assume that they could do anything, that they could change anything. But then it's like your energy, you're all up for it. With the Hierophant, the Judgment, and the 8 of Wands. We saw the 8 of Coins under there as well. It's like you have this innate desire to change things up here, so that everyone's life can improve, so that things can get better, not just for yourself, but for everyone else involved. You're willing to put in the work. You're more than willing. And the fact that other people are not as willing as what you are is pissing you off. Because you're like, can these other people not see what's going on? Can they not see? It's like you're looking up here to the heavens. You're looking up there to that star. And you're like, can everyone else not see that? Why is everyone else looking down all the time? Can they not look up for once? Can they not see that? Can they not see what's going on? But it's like your head is pointing this way and their heads are pointing that way. So you're getting pissed off because it's like everyone else around you cannot see what is going on. You can see what's really going on. They're not 100% oblivious to it. They're not 100% oblivious to it. But the main difference is they're not willing to do anything that's going to change the current status quo. They're not willing to take that risk because they're afraid. They're afraid. 5 of Swords and the Devil. That's like a gilded cage or a golden cage. So people outside of you are content I'm not going to say happy, because they're not happy, but they're content to be living inside of this metaphorical golden cage. Even though they know it's not an ideal situation. But they're like, what can we do about it, you know? It's kind of like the I'm alright Jack type energy. And then you've got the Maiden of Wands in the middle, which is the Page of Wands. So it's like you already know that these people are being naive. You know that they're being naive in thinking that they are going to be able to remain inside of this metaphorical golden cage, and that they're going to remain untouched from whatever happens next. Interesting. Now again, this could be going on a bigger scale. It could be going on within your workplace. It could be going on within your family. Okay, you've just got to take the messages and use your discernment. Okay, because as I say, it is a general read. All right, it's not going to resonate the same for everybody. What is it that's being hidden from our collective, please? What is being hidden from our collective? What is being hidden? Again, there's another card in the middle of the deck that's wanting to pop. But it feels like it's going to go. And then it's almost like it changes its mind at the last minute, which I know is a strange thing to say, because obviously the deck isn't, you know, it's not alive. It's almost like why is that indecisiveness coming through? I'm going to have to sit with this one for a minute. I think it's that helplessness that some of you are feeling at this point in time. I think that's what it's about. You've got the Nine of Wands that came out off centre for what's being hidden. That's off centre, that's a feeling of weakness. It's a feeling of helplessness. It's a feeling of someone not prepared to investigate. It's someone being stubborn for stubborn's sake, not because there's any real valid reason behind it. You know, it's almost like somebody's wanting to make a point just for the sake of being right, you know, or for the sake of being perceived to be right. That's the Nine of Wands off centre, and that's what's being hidden. Yeah, Temperance. So what I'll do, I'm going to put a little stone on that one just to remind myself of the orientation of that card and how it came out. Okay, Snowflake Obsidian, because obviously that's both the positive and the negative. It's a perfect stone to symbolize an off-center energy. The Temperance, yeah, for what's being hidden. Interesting. I'm gonna have to clarify that one. What's this Temperance doing in there? Thank you. The King of Wands off centre. The King of Wands is literally the one who gets things done. And it came out off centre and now it's landed in the reversed position. For what's being hidden. There's someone around you guys who has got a very intolerant mindset. Very intolerant. And I don't mean that in a good way. Like, because somebody can be intolerant of sexism, and that's a good thing. Someone can be intolerant of racism, and that's a good thing. This is a different type of intolerance. And I'm feeling that this is a type of intolerance that genuinely rubs you up the wrong way. because it's a closed-minded type of intolerance. And someone's saying, what, like there's any other? Well, yeah, I've just literally given examples of good types of intolerance. So if someone chooses to ignore that, then on you go. It is being hidden from you. So I feel that there is an energy around you who is somehow contributing to everything we've already just seen in your tarot. And they're really quite ruthless. They're really quite stubborn just for the sake of being stubborn. It's definitely not someone who is able to achieve their own goals, okay, because it came out off balance. So it's almost like an individual who is deliberately suppressing everyone else's growth, everyone else's ambition in life. Why? So that they can look better. Because this is someone who thinks that if they keep everyone else down, if they suppress everyone else, then they are going to look great. You know, they're going to look fantastic. They're going to look like this high achiever, whatever the case might be. And that's more sort of like their hidden qualities, which I guess would explain to a certain degree why there are these strange, nonsensical rules and regulations that's going on in this energy that is needing total, complete and absolute reform before things can get better. It's like this person put those weird rules in place deliberately to suppress everyone else. Do you see where I'm going with that? That's why this is coming out in the hidden energy. That's why it's to clarify temperance, because they're saying this person isn't fair, this person isn't balanced, this person is someone who is very self-focused at the cost of everyone else around them. Okay? What else is being hidden? What else is being hidden from our collective? So it's almost as if this individual, if challenged, why did you put that rule in place? Why did you put that rule in place? Why have you put that rule in place? It's like the answers that they give are not genuine. The answers that they give are dressed up in a way where it looks like it makes sense, but then when you sit with it and you really think about it, you're like, oh, you sneaky little shit. You know? It's done in a way that is really quite sneaky. Really quite sneaky. What else is being hidden? Again, I'm getting that back and forth, push and pull with this deck. But that just explains this energy in a nutshell. The Lovers. Partnership. So what's being hidden is whoever this person is, they've gone into partnership with someone. They're working with someone who thinks the same as they do, who is as entitled as what they are. They've partnered up with someone who equally has a part to play in this. So whoever this person is, they're not working alone, they're not making decisions alone. So say, for example, if this is going on within a personal situation, right? Again, just an example I've pulled right out my ass. Say if this is about like a co-parenting situation, and then all of a sudden the other parent of your child is like, okay, new rules, yada, yada, yada. None of them make sense. Is because their current partner has put them up to it, to make things as difficult as it is possible for you. Yeah? If this is going on within a workplace, And this is like a boss, a supervisor, a manager, anything like that. And they've come out with all of these archaic rules that don't benefit anybody. Is because someone else has put them up to it. Someone else higher up than them has put them up to it. They're not working alone. And that's what's being hidden. What's the possible outcome here, please, for our collective? Thank you. Whoa. The Three of Swords off center. Interesting. So that's like a necessary ending. So whatever this situation is, because of the suppression, because of the restrictions, because of the, I want to say abuse. All right, especially with the Five of Swords and the Devil right next to each other. That feels really abusive to me. It's like you're going to know. You're going to realize at some point, okay, this situation, I cannot continue this situation. It is too damned unhealthy. It is changing up who I am as a person because I'm just angry all the time. I'm upset all the time. So this Three of Swords off center is saying you're going to be driven to the point of cutting these people off. Cutting them out, moving away from them, cutting ties with them. It's like, it's a necessary ending. But here's what Spirit's telling you as well, with it coming out off center. You're being told that you're going to recover emotionally a lot quicker from this situation than what you would anticipate you to recover from it. Okay, so for example, you could have continued putting up with this for a long time because you might have always had it in your head, oh, I don't know what I'd do without these people, I don't know how I would cope without these people, I don't know how I would manage, I don't know if I would ever get over it, or I don't know if I'd ever be able to get over them. Well, they're saying that as soon as you make that decision, you're immediately going to kickstart your healing and your recovery process, and you will heal and recover from this a lot quicker than what you thought you were going to. Okay, yeah, the Six of Swords. That's why whenever I'm doing readings, you'll notice I sat there with that card turned over the whole time I was saying that, because it's important to feel the energy as you're reading it. Okay, you've got to feel it. Six of Swords is moving on. It's moving on. It's breaking free. It's reaching this point of clarity, this point of understanding. It's not knowing what's going to happen next, okay? Because truth be told, it's a dark forest, it's a dark sky. None of us really know what is going to happen next with 100% certainty, okay? And here's the thing, even psychics get it wrong from time to time. Go figure, right? So it's not about knowing what's going to happen next, but the Six of Swords is about knowing that whatever happens next, you're going to be okay. And that's a really, really powerful message. You are going to be able to move on from this. You will be able to recover from this. And see, I don't know if you'll be able to see this from that angle, so I'll hold it up for you. See all these stars? That's like new wishes for your future, new dreams for your future, new aspirations, new goals for your future. It's all going to come in for you thick and fast. But you have to make that decision to basically move on from this situation or these people or this person. Cut them off. Do whatever it is that you have to do for your own mental, emotional, spiritual and physical health. Okay? Yeah, the Chariot. Do you see what I mean? And that's come out off center, look. It's come out off center. That's the energy of someone who doesn't want to move on, but it's someone who will move on if pushed, if necessary. They will move on. And this is coming out in your guidance here. This is for you to make that decision. Okay, and only you can make this decision for yourself. And do bear in mind as well that when the Chariot card comes out in the upright, and the World, when the World card also comes out in the upright, which, remember, that one was reversed, this one's off center. But when they're both upright, they're cards of victory. In their positive aspect, they are cards of victory. So it's almost like you're suppressing your own success and your own victory and your own progress in life. You're suppressing that by not making the decision. Does that make sense? So Spirit's wanting for you to make this decision sooner rather than later. They're saying that you cannot put it on pause any longer. And that's your guidance. Yeah, you got the Seven of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So this Seven of Wands is Spirit's way of trying to tell you that you are being supported, you are being protected with that beetle. Okay, the beetle symbology was used by the ancient Egyptians, the scarab beetles, as symbols of protection. Very, very protective energies, okay? And the Seven of Wands tells you that you don't have to, they're saying you don't have to explain yourself to idiots. Now, obviously, I don't like to group people into us versus them. I don't like that. I don't like putting labels on people. However, having said that, there are certain individuals out there who, no matter what you say to them, no matter how you try to explain yourself, they're just never going to understand your point of view. Okay? And you know what? That's fine. That's fine. If that's how they want to live their life, then, and that's what's comfortable for them, then so be it. Okay? Who is anyone to tell them any different? Yeah. Ultimately, Seven of Wands is, it's time for you to stand up and defend yourself. However, that does not require you explaining yourself to idiots or explaining yourself to anybody who, quite frankly, isn't willing to listen. Because what's that going to do? That's just going to make you even more angry. Yeah, we started off your read with this anger. We certainly don't want to continue that. Yeah. Right, so let's pull you a healing message. I think this read has got, wow, 38 minutes. This was only supposed to be like a 20-minute read. It's okay. It is what it is. Sometimes the messages just take that little bit longer to come out, especially for those who are needing more of an in-depth read as well. Whoa, focus. So you've got quite a lot that tipped, but that focus one, we're going to take that one. And just to satiate your curiosity as to what else came out, you've got preparation, resilience, and insight. Yeah. So preparation is very, very important. Okay? Be prepared. Be prepared to be resilient. Your resilience at this point in time, never undervalue how resilient you actually are. And insight. Be insightful. You're receiving a lot of insights at this point in time. This one's also about receiving your bounty, you know. If you, I mean, it's literally the message of this card is you spend how many months of the year growing your food, growing your bounty, and then autumn time comes, you can harvest all your bounty. It's a reminder of the cumulative effects of all of the hard work that you've already put in. So it's like you're it's like live your life right now in a manner of which your future self is going to be thankful to your past self, which is now your present self, for the bounty that you will have. So that's why it's vital that you do the work now, that you do what is necessary now, so as the future you can benefit from the work that you're doing right now. And that is going to require you to be resilient, okay? And then you will reach this point of insight, this point of enlightenment. Good stuff. Right, number 4. 4's a very stable number as well. Focus. Okay, so at the moment, focus. Do not get distracted from your goal. Aim for greatness. Keep your boundaries steady. And learn to say no as a full sentence. And then your power affirmation is, I sustain my focus. Yep. It really can be that simple. But yeah, that is what I have for you guys today. I genuinely hope that that reading has been helpful. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you did like it and you want to see more. Information on how you can book a personal reading with me, that can be found in my description box below, or you can simply just visit me at phoenixkeiatarot.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.